Welcome to Investment News Roundup. Here, you'll see the headline and insight on screen, while the voiceover gives you the summary of the news. We use advanced data science, machine learning, and AI to analyze past trends and deliver insights that can help guide your investment decisions. Let's get into today's news. India is building 10 new 700 megawatts nuclear reactors in Gujarat, Rajasthan, and Haryana, with 2 already operational in Gujarat's Kakrapar. Increased energy production can stimulate industrial growth and economic diversification, presenting potential long-term investment opportunities. Karnataka plans green energy policy, partnering with Avada Energy for hydrogen production near Mangaluru port. This initiative could attract more investors to the green energy sector, potentially boosting long-term profitability. HSCC, a subsidiary of NBCC, receives contracts worth Rupee 322.48 crore from ESIC to upgrade healthcare infrastructure in Haryana. Enhancements in healthcare infrastructure could present opportunities for long-term investors in the healthcare and construction sector. A luxury bungalow in Sundar Nagar, Delhi sold for 100 crore rupees, reflecting a surge in major cities' high-end property sales. This indicates a strong luxury real estate market in India's major cities, potentially attractive for real estate investors. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister aims to establish the state as a notable drone hub, with plans to certify 20,000 drone pilots. Investment in drone-related ventures in Andhra Pradesh could potentially see substantial growth due to increased state support. Allianz is contemplating an exit from its insurance joint ventures with Bajaj Group, where it holds a 26% stake. Long-term investors in Allianz and Bajaj should monitor this potential change as it could impact future earnings. Triveni Engineering launches 2 new whiskey brands in Uttar Pradesh, aiming to cover 5,000 retail outlets by FY26. Expanding product line could drive long-term growth and boost Triveni Engineering's market position in the spirits industry. IRDAI Chairman Debashish Panda encourages conglomerates to enter India's insurance sector, promising growth, transparency, and improved affordability. This news suggests potential growth and profit opportunities for long-term investors in India's increasingly accessible insurance market. Varun Beverages perceives Campa Cola as a competitor but dismisses its pricing strategy's impact. Coca-Cola and PepsiCo may need strategic responses. Investors should monitor Varun Beverages' strategy for potential competition-driven changes affecting operations and profitability. IRDAI urges insurers to fortify IT defenses following data breaches at Star Health and Tata AG. Investors should consider cybersecurity strength when evaluating their insurance sector portfolios. Zomato reported a 389% YoY increase in net profit and a 68% rise in revenues, despite missing market expectations. Zomato's sustained growth despite regional setbacks indicates resilience, potentially making it a strong long-term investment. Akash Educational Services will invest 100 crore rupees in Akash Digital, aiming to reach 1 lakh students in 2 years. Long-term investors may benefit from potential growth in EdTech sector with Akash's expansion plan. Accipital Investments Aircraft 2 has accused Go First Airline of withholding aircraft documents, leading to a Delhi High Court case. The legal dispute may impact Go First's operations and reputation, potentially affecting their stock's long-term performance. Elan Group secures 1,200 crore rupees from Kotak Real Estate Fund after a $110 million investment from PAG. This funding boost enhances Elan's growth prospects, potentially providing long-term returns for real estate investors. Gold demand is forecasted to rise till year-end due to festivals and weddings, even at 79,000 rupees per 10 GM prices. Increased gold demand might benefit gold-related securities and offer long-term diversification potential. BSNL dismisses tariff hikes, initiates 4G services trial, anticipating full-scale commercial launch this year. Long-term telecom investors may see potential growth in BSNL with its strategic launch of 4G services and customer-centric approach. Rajasthan partners with UAE for 3 lakh rupees crore investment in 60 gigawatts renewable energy projects to boost India's solar target. Investors should consider renewable energy companies in Rajasthan for long-term investment opportunities. Heineken NV reported a 4.5% growth in premium beer volumes, with notable contributions from India and Southern Africa, offsetting Asia-Pacific declines. Heineken's progress in India and Southern Africa indicates diversified growth areas, which could mitigate regional performance fluctuations for long-term investors. Escorts Kubota divests railway division to Sona BLW for 1,600 crore rupees to focus on agriculture and construction sectors. This strategic move could improve Escorts Kubota's core business profitability and sustainability, potentially boosting long-term investor returns. NHPC's Teesta V power station in Sikkim, worth Rs 327.67 crore, is out of operation due to a recent landslide. Possible revenue loss for NHPC may impact long-term investment returns, pending restoration and operations resume. Heineken NVC's 4.5% growth in premium beer volumes, driven by Kingfisher Ultra in India and Savannah in Southern Africa, pushing Q3 revenues to €9,072. Heineken NV's success in India and Africa reveals strong market potential, suggesting a promising long-term investment opportunity. Hyundai Motor India plans a 6,000 crore rupees investment to expand its Pune facility, aiming to boost its electric vehicle segment. Investors might find potential growth, as Hyundai's expansion marks a continued focus on the promising EV market. Indian government anticipates an 8-9% increase in FY25 fertilizer subsidy due to Middle East crisis and price surges. Investors in agriculture sector could face higher costs and uncertain supply chain due to potential subsidy increases. India's real estate experiences a 20% price surge due to infrastructure projects and growing interest in premium properties, a potential opportunity for long-term investors to exploit the rising trend in India's property market. India's central bank has appointed Pranav Chavda as CEO of JPMorgan's local banking unit, overseeing corporate banking for 3 years. Chavda's appointment can fortify the leadership and potential growth of JPMorgan's corporate banking in the Indian market. Jaguar Land Rover launches Open Innovation Hub in Bengaluru, India, aiming to collaborate with startups on advanced technology development. Potential for improved product offerings and entry into emerging tech markets could enhance JLR's future investment potential. Indian Railways faces criticism over unhygienic blanket cleaning practices, raising passengers' concerns and calls for improvement. Investors may view these hygiene concerns as an opportunity for companies offering improved laundry service or alternative blanket solutions. Zydus Lifesciences gets WHO's in principle approval for typhoid vaccine, ZVAC-TCV, making it eligible for UN procurement. This approval signals potential global market penetration, offering a long-term growth outlook for Zydus Lifesciences investors. Jio Financial Services and Alliance say are discussing joint ventures as Alliance plans to exit existing partnerships with Bajaj Finserv in India. Potential collaborations between Jio and Alliance may indicate emerging investment opportunities in India's insurance sector. Air India and Vistara near merger completion, with significant system integration and Vistara loyalty members transferred. Singapore Airlines to gain 25.1% stake. Long-term investors in Singapore Airlines may anticipate potential market expansion and revenue boost with the Air India-Vistara merger. Modi and Jinping's meeting at the BRICS summit may advance India-China EV industry ties amid easing border tensions. A potential Chinese EV investment in India could enhance local market returns and broaden investment opportunities within the sector. India's Competition Commission approves merger of Viacom 18 and Star India, set to become the nation's biggest media entertainment firm. The merger could lead to increased market dominance, potential for higher ad revenue, and greater value for long-term investors. RIL's Viacom 18 and Disney's Star India will merge into an $8.5 billion media conglomerate, encompassing 100-plus TV channels and 2 streaming platforms. Long-term investors could benefit from expanded market reach and potential growth in India's media sector. India's diesel consumption is projected to grow 3%-4% this fiscal year, according to IOC chairman. Increased diesel demand indicates a potential growth in India's economy and presents investment opportunities in energy markets. India will repurpose mining overburden into M-sand for construction, reducing environmental impact and boosting local economies. The move opens investment opportunities in M-sand production, benefiting from new regulations and revenue generation. Bharat Sanchar Nigam unveiled a new logo and 7 initiatives aimed at enhancing security, affordability, and connectivity reliability. These initiatives can increase customer retention and expansion, potentially driving Bharat Sanchar Nigam's long-term revenue growth. TVS Industrial Logistics Parks to invest 200 crore rupees in a new logistics park in Pithampur, creating 1,000 plus jobs. Increased warehousing capacity could lead to improved logistics efficiency, potentially boosting TVS Industrial's overall profitability. HUL forecasts stable demand, low single-digit price growth, with a focus on its core business fundamentals amid market variations. For long-term investors, HUL's stable demand projection and focus on business fundamentals signal a steady investment potential. India becomes global leader for capability centers due to skilled workforce, set to exceed 2,300 GCCs by 2026-27. Potential for increased investment in India's innovative sectors and talent pool for long-term growth. Despite Ola Electric's claim of resolving 99.1% complaints, Kunal Kamra disputed this, referencing the CCPA notice on misleading practices. Investors should monitor Ola's customer satisfaction as it could potentially impact the company's brand reputation and future growth. JSW Renew Energy signs a 25-year PPA with SECI for a 700 MW solar project, aiming for 10 GW capacity by FY25 and carbon neutrality by 2050. News demonstrates JSW's growth strategy and commitment to green energy, hinting at potential long-term revenue and sustainability. The Indian government expanded its subsidized pulses program, adding chana whole and masoor dal under the Bharat brand, planning a nationwide expansion. Investors in Indian consumer goods, retail sector may see increased volume but lower margins due to government price subsidization. Manipal Health Map has acquired eGenetic Diagnostics to broaden its pan-India footprint and plans to expand to over 200 centers by 2027. The acquisition could improve Manipal's revenue prospects by expanding its specialized testing portfolio. TRAI seeks stakeholder feedback on telecom authorization shift under the Telecommunications Act, 2023 by November 12. Regulatory changes could impact telecom, satellite and cloud-hosted network businesses' profitability and legal landscape. Air India and Singapore Airlines are expanding their codeshare pact, increasing flights to Indian cities and offering more international routes. Increased connectivity and additional routes could boost passenger traffic and revenues, potentially enhancing valuations for long-term investors. Financial Services Secretary M. Nagaraju advises microfinance institutions to avoid reckless lending to self-help and joint liability groups. Responsible lending practices can empower self-help groups, potentially influencing the stability and growth of the microfinance sector. City gas companies face rising procurement costs due to a 20% APM gas reduction, possibly causing an increase in CNG prices. Higher gas cost could increase CNG prices, potentially affecting profitability for gas companies and impacting long-term investor returns. Atul Greentech partners with Exide Energy Solutions to secure lithium-ion battery supply for India's growing EV market. This partnership indicates expansion and innovation in India's EV industry, pointing towards potential long-term growth opportunities. Radisson Hotel Group is opening its 6th property in Bengaluru, creating 250 jobs, and targeting business travelers by Q2 2027. This expansion may indicate strong growth potential and demand in Bengaluru's hospitality sector. Hyundai plans 32,000 crore rupees investment by 2032 to bolster India's EV industry and position as an export hub. This move can enhance Hyundai's market position in the growing EV sector, with potential for significant long-term growth. Adani Cement acquires Orient Cement from CK Birla Group for 8,100 crore rupees to boost market share and reduce freight costs. The acquisition offers growth potential and operational efficiency, providing long-term value for investors. Adhere to invest $750 million in GMR Group to help refinance its external debt and reduce its airport's business pledge. This investment secures GMR's financial position, potentially leading to a smoother and long-term growth trajectory. UAE and US increase share of India's crude imports, with UAE at 8%, US at 5.5%. Russia remains top supplier, India's imports rise by 4%, indicator of potential growth in US and UAE oil sectors. Potential investment opportunity in Russian crude supply, considering their price attractiveness. Reliance Industries and Walt Disney merge media assets for $8.5 billion, creating India's largest entertainment entity. Long-term investors could benefit from the increased market dominance and diversified revenue streams of the merged entity. Indian car component manufacturers see increased demand for advanced features, leading to significant growth in orders and revenue. Investors can gain from rising demand and stricter regulations in India's auto component space. Noida's Stamps and Registration Department has suggested a circle rate hike from 10% to 30% across sectors after 5 years. Potential rise in Noida property prices and stamp duty could impact investor real estate strategies. India's Finance Ministry explores removing crude oil windfall tax, potentially benefiting major oil firms Reliance and ONGC. This change could significantly lower operating costs, potentially boosting profits and ROI for investors in these oil firms. Union Bank of India fined 54 lakh rupees for violating anti-money laundering laws by not reporting suspect transactions. Investors should monitor compliance issues, as they can impact the bank's reputation and trigger regulatory penalties. Indian office markets rents in 2024 have exceeded pre-pandemic levels due to robust demand in key cities. Investors may consider real estate in these thriving markets as a long-term investment opportunity. East India-China tensions could speed up technology transfers and investments in India's electronics sector despite trust issues. Potential Chinese investments might stimulate growth in India's electronics sector, offering attractive long-term investment opportunities. In 2023, piracy cost India's entertainment industry 22,400 crore rupees, largely impacting movie theaters and OTT platforms. Investors in Indian entertainment outlets should monitor regulatory changes and piracy mitigation strategies closely for risk management. Indus Towers saw reduced receivables and increased profits due to improved collections from Vodafone Idea, expecting future growth from more tenancies. Steady collections, reduction in doubtful debts, and anticipated tenancies signal Indus Towers' potential for increased earnings and growth. Debt-laden BSNL shows significant turnaround with positive EBITDA, expanding subscribers, and upgrading network for 4G, 5G services. BSNL's financial recuperation and investment in 4G, 5G technologies indicate potential growth, making it an interesting consideration for long-term investors. Haryana GST Appeals Authority upheld a Rs 139.3 crore tax demand against Maruti Suzuki India, which plans to appeal. Investors should monitor this legal situation as it may impact the financial position of the company. India's Competition Commission approved Bharti Airtel's increased stake in Indus Towers and CVC Capital Partners' acquisition of a stake in Aavas Financiers. Consolidated power in Indus Towers can streamline Airtel's operations, and CVC's investment may bolster Aavas Financiers' growth, potentially benefiting long-term investors. TVS Motor sees record Q2 sales, up 23.5%, plans more EV launches after 31% sales surge despite export challenges. TVS's strong performance and heavy R&D investment underscore a robust growth prospect in the EV market. Hindustan Unilever sees 4% profit drop, 2% sales rise, plans to separate ice cream business amid global restructuring. Watch HUL's strategic restructuring and rural demand recovery. These could inform investment decisions. Coca-Cola's Q3 sales in India were impacted by heavy monsoons, but the company anticipates a recovery soon. Investors should be aware of temporary adverse weather impacts on Coca-Cola's revenue, yet recovery is predicted. Uber India reports fast growth in 2- and 3-wheeler segments, emphasizing shared mobility and electric collaboration. Rapid growth in Uber India's niche segments signals potential market expansion and profitability for long-term investors. Sincere Developers is to invest 1,500 crore rupees to expand luxury hospitality, including new hotels with Marriott and Four Seasons collaborations. Potential for long-term growth in companies partnered with Sincere Developers in the luxury hospitality sector. Kutch Copper is negotiating a 30,000 crore rupees annual deal with BHP for copper concentrate to fuel its Mundra refinery project. If successful, Kutch Copper's expansion may boost company value, potentially benefiting long-term investors. Cyclone Dana prompts Eastern Railway to cancel 190 local trains in the Selda division due to safety concerns. This is a general news that investors should just know. X Corps, formerly Twitter India, profits and revenues plunged 90% post Musk's takeover, with advertising revenues from India seriously impacted. Investors should monitor management changes and their impacts on company performance and revenue sources while making investment decisions. Xiaomi India is under a CCI probe for exclusive smartphone launches on Amazon and Flipkart. This investigation could impact Xiaomi's partnership with online platforms, affecting its market position and long-term growth. Global carbon black market set to reach $42 billion by 2032, driven by demand in Asia-Pacific and growth in India's exports. Investing in Asia-Pacific carbon black producers may yield significant returns due to regional demand growth. Axis Bank CFO affirms investment in franchise and plans for moderating costs growth by FY25. This news demonstrates Axis Bank's commitment to strategic investment and cost control, indicating potential future financial stability. GMR Infra nets 6,300 crore rupees from Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, boosting India's aviation sector and GMR Airport's growth potential. Investors may see this as increased financial health of GMR, potential for dividend payments, and an optimistic outlook for India's aviation industry. India's car industry, contributing 7.1% of its GDP, fuels growth of motor insurance, representing 45% of all general insurance business. An ideal investment domain for long-term investors could be the thriving Indian motor insurance sector, driven by the robust automotive industry. Mankind Pharma acquired Bharat Serums and Vaccines for 13,768 crore rupees, boosting its role in India's women's health and fertility market. This acquisition signifies Mankind Pharma's ahead strategic move towards high-growth sectors that could offer investors long-term returns. ICAI informs the Corporate Affairs Ministry it can issue SQM standards for accountancy firms without NFRA's approval. Better managed accountancy firms could result in improved financial statements, aiding long-term investors in decision-making. Indus Towers sees profit increase as trade receivables decline due to improved collections from Vodafone Idea. Indus profitability and potential for growth with Vodafone Idea signal promising long-term investment opportunities. Thank you for watching today's video. If this information adds value to your investment journey, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon for notifications for regular updates. Liking and sharing this video will help us grow, and we'd love it if you could also recommend Investment News Roundup to your friends and family. We'll be back with more updates in our next video. See you soon.